Hey there, Mike Dunn with Gaming Trend, and another episode of Tabletop Throwdown. It's a very weird episode of Tabletop Throwdown. We are at the Colorado Springs Board Game Club annual Extra Life 24 hours of gaming event for the Extra Life charity for the Children's Hospital of Denver.
Hey there, Mike Dunn with our season finale of Tabletop Throwdown, our first season of our tabletop podcast. This is it. This is the last episode. We've got a lot of plans for 2025. It's not going to be a long hiatus like it was last year when we did the preview right after for PAX Unplugged, and then came back with the favorite games that we saw there. It's going to be January. We will be back in January. We've got a bunch of guests that are we're in the process of scheduling. A lot of people in the industry, a lot of designers, a lot of publisher reps, just a lot of cool people in general have agreed to appear with us next year, and I'm really, really excited, and I hope that you come back. But in the meantime, we have a very special episode. It's kind of near and dear to my heart, and near and dear to my co-hosts as well. Of course, we've got Dan Hinken, who's one of our regular co-hosts and one of my lead editors. And first appearance for Chris Wyman, who is our new tabletop news editor and one of our video producers. So welcome, Chris. It's I probably need to explain why you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, last month at the first weekend in November, we had a special event that Gaming Trend was a sponsor of. But not only that, all three of us are proud members of the Colorado Springs Board Game Club, which holds this event every year. And that event is Extra Life, which is 24 hours of gaming to benefit children's hospitals. Specifically in our case, because we're in Colorado Springs, it is the Children's Hospital of Denver. Now, we have mentioned this before. We had an episode a few weeks back with Ammon Anderson, who graciously donated a signed copy of his game Gnome Hollow to the cause. But I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Let's kind of lay the groundwork of what we're talking about, because I think this is something that Dan and Chris, you two and I have like experienced for years. Chris, much longer. And it's kind of mind boggling the first time you hear about it. It was at least the first time I heard about it. But yeah, the reason why we have Chris on is because Chris is not only a member of our staff here at Gaming Trend, but he is also one of the planning committee members, probably the longest standing planning committee member that we have on staff. Full disclosure, I'm a planning committee member as well. But I wanted him to come on this episode so that we could talk a little bit about the history of this awesome community of gamers that I was lucky to stumble upon a few years ago here in Colorado Springs. Chris, why don't you tell us about the Colorado Springs Board Game Club?
We're a collection of gamers that meet every Saturday currently at Dungeons and Javas. We usually start around 2 o'clock, but that varies, and we play all kinds of games. We play social deduction all the way to heavy Euros to big groups of werewolf, and yeah, we're just people who love games.
Yeah, Dungeons and Javas is a local game store here in Colorado Springs. How many locations have you guys been at before this one?
This is the third physical location. We were originally at Enchanted Realms, and then they moved locations, and then we moved from there to Dungeons and Javas.
Very nice, very nice. Now, Dan, when did you first stumble upon the Colorado Springs Board Game Club?
I would say I came in probably post pandemic. I kind of stumbled into my love of board games because I was spending way too much time on the computer digitally during quarantine, and I was just looking for kind of an off camera, off anything digital way to kind of just enjoy myself. And so I was playing a lot of solo gaming. That's where I found Arkham Horror, and some of those. But I really wanted to find some other people to play with. And so once things started opening up, I looked and I found out about the board game club. After I'd done a couple things with Dungeons and Javas, just found out about it and really just came in and just they're very welcoming. People were just asking if I wanted to play a game. I got introduced to lots of games through that, but I remember that very first day playing Sagrada for the first time, and just really enjoying kind of that abstract and seeing just some of the things that people were pulling off the shelves. And yeah, since then it's just been amazing to be able to show up on a Saturday, bring a few games in, and sometimes I don't even play any of the games that I bring because other people have got some great things. And it's how I eventually met Mike here. We were playing I think it was Court of the Dead. Was that the game
Oh my
that we
gosh,
played?
that was
it was like we were just playing some of that. I got to meet Mike and found out about Gaming Trend, and that's the rest is history for that. But it's just been an amazing place. That I've met some great people, ins and outs, played lots of different games, and just it's a good part of the Saturday. And if I have nothing planned on a Saturday, I usually am trying to schedule it and basically say, hey, I'm going to the shop, but we're not planning anything on that day, so it's good.
Yeah, I'd have to say that I think definitively, if it weren't for the Colorado Springs Board Game Club, the tabletop side of Gaming Trend probably wouldn't be anywhere near what it is now.
No.
When I took over tabletop, I guess 6-7 years ago, I was still living in Austin. I had a small gaming group, but I didn't really go to any of the local game stores because they were always full, and it always seemed like there was no more space. And I had people I was playing games with, but I was having a really hard time trying to find more people to join the team. And then, of course, what do I do then? I move. So all the groundwork that I had laid in Austin right after I took over tabletop was just thrown out the window. We moved to Colorado. And for the first, we moved in the summer of 2019. So the latter half of 2019, I had started going to a local game store here in town called Gamers Haven.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to start a gaming night. I'd bring in new games that I'd just gotten from a convention or something, and try to entice people. I put bulletins up on the wall looking for people to join the team, and nothing really ever gained traction. And then the pandemic hit. And I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because that's definitely something we've kind of all blocked that out of our collective
Mm-hmm.
memories as much as we can. But as we were coming out of the main quarantine kind of time period of that, and some of us started kind of poking our heads out, is it safe? Can we play some games again? It was actually really strange. My son, who was living with us at the time, had just kind of randomly gone into Dungeons and Javas, which I believe had just opened right after the pandemic or even during the pandemic. Probably not the best time to open up a new business, especially one that requires you to be there in person, but somehow they pulled it off. And I showed up on he was like, I think he thought a girl there was kind of cute, and he was trying to like take her out on a date, and she invited him. She was working there. She invited him to come get some coffee, and he was like, "Oh, I bet my dad would like this place. There's a lot of people playing games here." So he told me about it. I went over there the next Saturday and was just kind of floored, like how many people were there. And not only how many people were there, but how diverse the group was, and how many different games were being played. And I think it was literally like the next weekend or the weekend after. I'm pretty sure it was the next time I went was I believe the Extra Life celebration that year. And so I saw it. It looked like a miniature convention to me. It was crazy. I was like, how is this even happening? And how is it happening in Colorado Springs of all places? Right. And yeah, so I just kept on coming back. And then I think, the following summer, I don't know, I could be getting the timeline mixed up. Like I said, things are a little fuzzy. You know what? Actually, no, it was the summer of 2021, I think. So it wasn't the Extra Life. It was the anniversary celebration that I saw. Because I know I didn't stay there all night, but I knew that year I did do the 24 hours because I remember playing Dune at like 4 a.m. and realizing that was not a good idea.
True.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't play a really heavy backstabby game in the wee hours of the morning. It's not a good idea. Anyway, and that was the year that the Gen Con was in September. It was like the first year they came back. It was really strange. And I came back from Gen Con and I had all these games, and I had started going to this club for a few weeks then, and I had an idea. I called it my deputization program, and I basically just told everybody in the group, "Hey, I've got games. I need them reviewed. If you like these games and you review them for me, you can keep them. And if you like doing that, then we can talk about you coming on board and doing that more often."
Yeah.
And
that's how
that's how you joined, Dan. That was
I think my first review went up in October of 2021, which is crazy to think I've been doing this for 3 years or so, and working at it. But I can truly say that, without the Colorado Springs Board Game Club, and even Gaming Trend by extension, it'd be a completely different world that I'm living in terms of opportunities to see new games, opportunities to just expand the horizon and meet just some amazing people. Like Chris, Chris and I, we got to, but seriously, we had some good times at Origins this last year, and really got to know each other some more. But I know Chris has been around for a while, and it's just been great to see his heart for the club. And Chris, I guess a question I have for you is, you are definitely the strong silent type around. You're always there looking on ways to make it better. But what's your passion for the club? Like, why do you keep coming back? And what is it that's you've stuck around for a while?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cliche, but I think the answer is the people. I literally happened to walk into the original location, I want to say 8 years ago, and walked into the club and went, "Oh my God, there's so many people playing board games. This exists." I had a similar experience, and then I just remember Safe being so friendly, and other people. Odie had since moved, but Kirk is still there. Actually, no, Kirk is, yeah. Kirk just they were just very welcoming, and it enticed me to come back, and I just kept doing that. And as they were working on things like Extra Life, I just wanted to help out, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, snowball. That's a good word for it. Yeah, basically, like once I decided I am coming here every Saturday, hell or high water, because suddenly I started playing more games than I'd ever played, with more people than I'd ever played them with. Um, and I mean, we're talking about a group of people of like varying ages, varying, backgrounds. Like you wouldn't even know, like there was no talk of politics. There was no, it was all just games, man, games. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I recognized it pretty quickly. And I was like, this is a big deal. I want to be a part of this. And I was actually very honored when, I believe it was when Safe, who is one of the founding members, and we actually have an interview with him and David McKeon, Safe Brewster and David McKeon. And we're going to show that here in a minute. But I believe it was Safe that was moving away, and maybe one other person was moving away, and so you guys approached me, and I believe a couple of other people about joining the planning committee, which is the group within the group that kind of helps organize a lot of these things and kind of helps maintain visibility for the group, and talks with the owners of the local game stores that they're showing up at the time, and just generally just kind of making sure that the group, that the club is as welcoming and prosperous as it can be. And I thought like that was something that I really wanted to do, and I was really, really honored to be asked to do that. And I guess I should probably mention probably one of the reasons why I was asked to do that is because Gaming Trend did get involved with the fundraising aspect. Because one of the biggest fundraising components that the club has is people donate used games, sometimes new games they haven't played yet, games that maybe sat on their shelf of shame for a little too long, and they lost interest in it. I know that's been some of mine.
Definitely some of mine.
Yes. But one of the things about Gaming Trend is that we do get a lot of game product from publishers, and after we review them, we don't always have room to store them, or it might not even be something that we want to hang on to. And instead of like, I feel like selling those games is kind of ethically questionable, since we got them free from publishers. And the Colorado Springs Board Game Club actually presented a very, very perfect kind of outlet for those games, that we could cycle in and actually get those games in other players' hands through this raffling process. So I've been doubly thankful for that, right? Because that's been a great thing, and it's been good for Gaming Trend as well. So
yeah, Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Those two events, and it's about giving back to the community. I think that's the key word there. It's that community. We're taking care of each other by having fun and welcoming people. I mean, every week there's new people coming up and looking a little lost, but there's always somebody that's ready to jump up and say, "Hey, you looking for a game?" And trying to get them in as quickly as possible, because that's the last thing you want is people just putting their hands in their pockets and shuffling their feet on the sidelines. So there's people who are always ready for a quick game, something that'll get them running before there's something a little bit meatier that's been playing. Even Saturday we were playing with a bunch of different people. We had people in and out of the games that we were playing, and we played a couple things that took longer, but it's just I don't know. It's just different. And I keep hearing people keep saying like there's just they don't hear things like it. And I know that there are other board game clubs around, but I do have to say that it's something special that we found and that we get to be a part of, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Chris, let's cut over to that interview with Safe Brewer and Dave McEwen real quick, and then let's talk a little bit about the history of the club.
Okay, so we've got Dave McEwen and Safe Brewer, probably the two longest standing members of the Colorado Springs Board Game Club. I don't think there's anyone left that started it. Am I right?
Well, I mean, Mike Case is here certainly more often than I am since I moved, but there's not a lot of people probably before David.
Right on. So how long has the Colorado Springs Board Game Club been in existence?
I don't have the exact date, but late July 2013 was the first Reddit meetup. I came to the third one, so I moved to Colorado Springs August 8th, 2013, and went on Reddit to find out what to do, moving to a new state and a new city and not knowing anybody, and found the board game meetup on their third ever event. I think there were 10 of us that day, and of those original, most like 6-7 of them kind of fizzled out within the first few months and didn't come back, but just sort of built from there and kept getting more and more people and had a great time.
That's right. We had the club had its 10th anniversary last year, right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yep. And David, how long has the club been doing the Extra Life fundraising?
We've been doing the Extra Life fundraiser since around the first anniversary of the club forming. That's when some of the founding members started talking about doing that, and this would be our 11th Extra Life 24-hour board game marathon.
Nice.
And that started, I think, pretty organically. Somebody had heard about the charity and just said, hey, instead of video games, can we do board games? And felt like a good reason to play a lot of board games in a night and raise some money for a great cause.
Heck yeah.
And just slowly grew. And then we, between that and an anniversary party, kind of found out that we really enjoyed doing these big events and raising money for causes. So.
Nice. Now you say you went from like 10 people to start. Now, on any given Saturday, there's probably at least like 40 people here, right?
And our high mark was right before COVID. We were pushing 50 to 60 people for an everyday Saturday. Extra Life the year before COVID, we had something like 120 people show up throughout the day, and at least 70 to 80 were there through most of it.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, and Safe, you don't actually live here anymore. You're just coming back and visiting, right?
Yeah. Sadly, I'm happily moved to Michigan, where I'm happy to be there, but definitely miss the board game club. Michigan, Detroit area does not have anything like the Colorado Springs Board Game Club right now. So that's been a little sad for me, but came back to be here for Extra Life and see some old friends and play games. So I have been absent for the last 3 years, sadly.
We joke that it's like Fight Club, where there's different branches of the Colorado Springs Board Game Club popping up in Augusta, Georgia, Detroit, Michigan, Washington, D.C., Hawaii. as people have moved over the years.
And then they all fly back here for the winter.
We try to.
Awesome. Well, this is a great thing you guys helped start. We're doing this this weekend. We've already raised about $1,500 today.
It's awesome.
And I believe average per year has been around like 5,000 per year. I know it's gone above that.
Yep. Our high mark was the year or two before COVID. We had 10 or 11,000.
Yeah,
11,000
we definitely
one year.
definitely beat the 10,000 mark. I think maybe twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the first year I think it was in the hundreds, and then it broke 1,000. And then 5,000 seemed unattainable and got there.
I think every year we've organized it a little bit more. The raffles were a bit wild early on, and now it's a finely tuned machine.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, I know I personally appreciate what you guys have done. This club has become a big part of my life, and it's cool to see this go on so long and do so much good in the world. So thank you for your part in that.
Yeah, it's a special group. I think you go to conventions and things, and you meet people, and you tell them you're part of a group that meets every Saturday for like 10 hours with 30, 40, 50, 60 people, and they go, just shocked that exists in a place like, Colorado Springs, not the biggest city in the world, but, definitely a board game capital, I think.
Totally agree.
A lot of people have met their best friends in this group. A lot of people have even met future spouses in the group. So
Excellent. Well, thanks again, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you.
Okay, so that was David and Safe. I believe Safe was one of the founding members of the club. From what I understand, David joined shortly thereafter, and then you were, I don't know how long after that.
Year 3, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that.
But yeah, like it's clear. Like, I mean, Safe hasn't been there for 3 years, right? But every year, I think every year he's come back. And he lives in Milwaukee now.
No, he's in Michigan.
He's Michigan. Oh yeah. All right. It's one of those M places, you know. But I think just his dedication and coming back for that reason, like, kind of speaks to how strong of a bond this club has with the people, with its members, and it's again, like, it's just kind of amazing. It's nothing short of amazing. It's just such a great group of people.
Mark flew back this year too, didn't he?
That's right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, technically he had a work trip like the week before. And I get, he crashed on my couch. I think he crashed for like all of 2 hours before he drove back up, and then crashed in his hotel room. But yeah, it was very convenient for him. But he's come back before.
He's come back before.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to slight Mark any.
No.
Well, it was good to see him too.
Yeah.
No, it's good. So we have these 2 events that we run every year, and the goal of that is, one, to celebrate the club, but it's also to raise money for charity. But there's lots of different ways that we do that throughout the event. Chris, can you talk a little bit about like what are some of the unique ways that we try to raise money for charity throughout these events?
Well, the big one probably isn't the most unique is the raffles. Our community is great. Gaming Trend is great. We get donations that we're able to find new homes for. We do our best to just make those worth it and add back to the community. In the summer, when we do our anniversary event, I believe this was originally Safe's idea. I'm not sure where he got it, but we do a bid for color priority. And if someone wants to own, say, the color blue, and always have blue playing at any of our events, if they have the highest bid, they get ranked number 1 or number 2 if they're second place. And that donates a lot of money.
Mhm.
People, I will admit, I was very wrong the first year we did it. I was like, oh, people aren't gonna want their color. I was, incorrect.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
had
I know.
somebody-
I've dropped a bit on my color preference the last few years.
yeah. We had somebody. We were playing a game the other day where it was between blue and black, and he had color priority on both, and so he had to decide which one he was going to give over. I was like, oh man, how much did you spend on color priority 1 on both of those? That's crazy.
Right.
So
I think part of it is just the ability to pull out the button and say, "This is mine."
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, it is a lot of fun. And then there's so one of the things, it's not my favorite thing in the world, because I don't always do the social deduction stuff, but we kind of cap the nights off every night with a game of werewolf if there's enough people. But the werewolf at those 2 events is nuts. It's insane.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about those games, because that's you can actually buy things to help with those.
David McEwen has been running our charity werewolf, and he puts a lot of work into. Oh, I do not know how to describe them. I would say it's managed chaos.
Yeah,
because you can
Thinly managed chaos.
You can buy extra artifacts, extra lives, especially an extra life,
Special roles.
and they are a lot of fun if you lean into the chaos of just kind of seeing what happens. And some of our really interesting werewolf stories have come down to in those games of just watching special roles do their best to survive in a game as just everything's going on.
Yeah. Mark's not here to defend himself, but I will say one of my favorite moments from one of those was Mark and I are very similar in a lot of the things that we like to play, and it's usually chunky Euro games, things with strategy, not a lot of that social interaction of those things. I mean, social interaction, but not the social deduction or those things. But we got him to actually play werewolf, and everybody knew that was a special moment, and they did everything in their power to make sure that he did not get kicked out of the game.
Yes.
And so he was miserable for a good 2 hours almost, because those games were crazy, and we just were peppering him because I was out in like 15 minutes, and it was just it was so funny just torturing him.
I remember that it was literally, I think he was moving like the next weekend.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, come on, you got to play werewolf. You got to play it once before you leave. And he got talked into it and he regretted it.
Yes. Yes.
He actually played again this year, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We kind of shared in each other's misery.
Yeah.
It was a particularly chaotic session, though, if I recall. Actually, Chris, you did something really wacky to David, didn't you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it was the thing. Was that you? Was that you? Where you basically took over the moderator?
Oh no, that was somebody else. That was somebody we somehow moderator got changed in that game.
No, it was Fran. It was Fran.
Fran became moderator.
Yeah.
That's the kind of chaos David McEwen is very proud of.
Yeah. Well, and there's lots of different things from Witch and Wagers tournaments tend to be a big fun thing, and people are making thematic PowerPoint slides of different stuff, and we had a crokinole tournament one time last year. We did cat
Mike
in the box.
Mike and I ran crokinole a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, it's just good community, man. It's just so much fun just to be around it.
So this year we actually had 3 specially donated packs. I've already mentioned one, which was a signed copy of Gnome Hollow by Ammon Anderson. Thunderworks Games also sent us a box of games, and local D&D fifth edition adventure creators, GUI Cube, donated this huge box set of their Darkenhaven city setting, which we will actually have a review up in the new year of that. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that because it's super cool. But this was actually something new that that Gaming Trend was able to kind of help out with, because we go to all these conventions every year, and as I've gotten to know like some industry folks a little bit better, I kind of brag on Colorado Springs Board Game Club and how awesome it is, right? Because like everybody wants a club like this, like especially everybody at these conventions, they wish they could have this, and I'm like, no, you gotta maybe make your own, like. But I mentioned how we raise money for charity, and I've had several of them say to me, let me know when you do that and we'll send you guys some product, and we'll do something special. And so that happened this year for the first time, and I actually got them to record some greetings for the club, and I'm gonna share that with our audience right now. It's 3 greetings. I'm gonna just put them right back to back. The first one is Ammon Anderson, who donated a copy of Gnome Hollow that he autographed. The second one is from Keith Macheka, from Thunderworks Games, talking about the bundle that they sent. And the third one was Alphinius Goo and Camera Mandy from GUI Cube. So take a look at those real quick.
Hey Colorado Springs Board Game Club, my name is Ammon Anderson. I'm the designer of Gnome Hollow, and I'm super excited to be a little part of what you guys are doing, supporting the Extra Life Foundation. So go ahead and put your tickets in the Gnome Hollow box and raise money for this awesome cause, and game on.
Hey everybody, this is Keith Mateka from Thunderworks Games. Just wanted to give a big shout out to the Colorado Springs Gaming Club. We got the Extra Life charity auction going on right now. Thanks for helping out and being a part of this. There's a Thunderworks Games bundle available, so definitely check that out. Maybe go ahead and pledge to that. And Extra Life is an awesome cause, helping kids out in hospitals, and just that's pretty awesome that you're participating, and happy to be a part of it. Thanks.
Hello, friends from the Colorado Springs Gaming Group, doing the amazing things for Extra Life. You are marvelous, and Camera Mandy and I wanted to say hello. Say hello, Camera Mandy.
Hello.
We just wanted to take a moment and tell you all this is awesome what you're doing to raise some money to help folks. And from all of us at GUI Cube, we wanted to give you love and tell you we appreciate everything they're doing to try to help out folks who need help. Right, Camera Mandy?
Absolutely. And I hope that our contribution, a box of Darkenhaven, which is like huge, we hope that it helps raise a lot of money for Extra Life. We love the charity.
May all your games today, all 24 hours of them, be sticky. Ha-ha!
Bye.
So yeah, that was super cool. Like it took me a couple of tries to like actually get it up on the TV so that everybody could see and hear it. But I thought it worked really well. And actually, I believe those 3 bundles were some of the top earners for the fundraiser that weekend.
The signed copy of Gnome Hollow is the single most donations we've had for any one item.
Yeah,
it was just over $450, I believe.
Nice.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And
I mean, there's so many.
Darkenhaven.
Oh, go ahead.
Darkenhaven and the Thunderworks bundle were not far behind.
Excellent.
I think it's great. Again, that we had some other people throughout the year, maybe throwing us stuff. I know T over at Hachette usually throws us some stuff and says, "Hey, just throw this into the auction." And Ryan Matthew at Envyborn Games threw some stuff at us as well with Confusing Lands. But there's always just great publishers that are there because they know that we're doing it for the right reason, and if they got an extra copy lying around, they throw it our way.
Actually, Sean Brown from Mayfair and Mr. B Games, he actually drove down from Denver to play some games and actually just gave us a few extra games to hand out during the day. He's definitely going to come back and stick around a while longer next time. But like when people go, like it's they see how special it is, and I never in a million years would have expected that in this place, right? I actually think it's very surprising and pleasantly surprising as to how many gamers there are, between like here and Denver on 25, and up even up a little bit further north and even a little further south.
There's something about Colorado. I think we live in a content-rich environment. We have lots of great, like, friendly local game stores and people who are here helping to promote the hobby. Even in Colorado Springs, I know there's a couple in Castle Rock, which is between us and Denver, and there's lots of great shops up in Denver. But we just have a lot of really great things going for us. And so I would say for those of you guys out there that are looking for something like this, you just got to start by playing games in a public space and see if you can get advertised. And the biggest thing is being welcoming and trying to attract all different types of people. Like we said, we've got people who are kids and teenagers all the way up to elderly and couples just wandering through looking at board games that come and hang out. But I think it's something special, and I think it's something that we all really need, because if we stick to our own homes and just that solo stuff or behind a screen, we're never going to find that community. And for some people, this is the community that they have. This is where they feel safe. And this is the only place that they truly feel safe to come out and interact with people, which I think is pretty special as well.
Agreed. Now, Chris, this was the 11th Extra Life event, correct? It's either the 10th or the 11th. This was the 11th anniversary of the club. How much money would you say the club has raised for Extra Life since they started doing this?
Off the top of my head, I believe we're over 50,000, and I don't remember what we added to it exactly this year, but we're pretty proud that over approximately 10 years that we've been able to raise $50,000.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. If I recall, I think we made somewhere north of 7,000 for the year, which is pretty good. I believe when David and Safe were talking, they were saying it was they averaged about 5,000 a year, and they've gone over that. But yeah, no, it's always amazing to me. It just there's so much goodwill, there's so much good vibes, even on a regular Saturday. But like at one of the events, it's like turn it up to 11. And I remember I mentioned that Dune game, but like right before the Dune game, I did something that I hadn't done before, and I was like, that's brilliant. I think we were playing we mashed together Telestrations and Cards Against Humanity to very humorous effect. Definitely something for when the kiddos are not around. What would you say is like the wackiest thing that's happened on one of the 24-hour events?
That's pretty close. I mean, I've seen 4 a.m. like Secret Hitler, where
Yep.
people forget that they're on the bad team halfway through the game. I may have been that person. This year, I was amazed to see how well people did 2 a.m. puzzles. I was really impressed by people being able to do that.
I thought that was pretty smart. That was a good idea that Danielle had.
I think a lot of people are there for the delirious 4 a.m. gaming, which is a little odd, but you know what? After witnessing it, it's fun.
Yeah, one thing is for sure, the level of complexity of the games definitely drops off, and we usually do this when, daylight saving time, ends.
Right.
And so you get that extra hour, so you can kind of try and catch up on that extra hour of sleep. But when the clock changes, the whole world is weird. You're living in a different time. It's time travel. It's just crazy. So.
Yep. Well, Chris, thanks for joining us to chat about this tonight. What advice do you think we should give folks who want to start a club like this?
I guess it doesn't sound like great advice, but as someone who's just been helping with the club for many years, it's just try to be consistent, try to be there. We've definitely had highs and lows over the years of people coming and going, and player count being high and player count being low, and it's just as long as you are enjoying it, keep going.
Nice, very nice. I would add to that. Find a good local game store that will support this too. I think that's been a huge part of it, because Dungeons and Javas has embraced the club so well. We can't forget about that. And then of course, Mike Case, who is no longer as active a member, but still helps us, in terms of like the technical side of things, like managing the website and that sort of thing. It's important to kind of have that digital footprint, that presence, that persistent presence that people can like look to and use as a goalpost. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, Chris, thanks again. We're going to wrap this up. Again, this is the final episode of the season. It's been a wild year. We've done a lot of experimentation this year with the podcast. I feel like we're going to take some of the lessons that we learned and we're going to try to like refine it and make it even better next year. We've got a lot of plans for Gaming Trend in 2025. As you may have noticed, that we've been celebrating our 20-year anniversary this year, and basically 2025 we're gonna show you what we've got in mind for the next 20 years. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. We're shooting for like a mid-January launch for season 2 of Tabletop Throwdown. We're going to keep on bringing in the guests and having the great conversations that we've been having. I think we've finally figured out the formula that I think works for us, and we're going to lean heavy into it. So we will see you next year. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.